what's going to really give them the edge. I think Cuvo, that mid 3v3, I think it's going to be super hot fire this year. Super hot fire. Hey, good looking. What's up? It's me. I'm back with a YouTube exclusive video. You know, no stream bullshit. Time. Hot takes. World's tier list early. I want to get this out there because I just wanted something exclusive for you guys. And yeah, let's get right into it. Let's go over the 4 tiers real quick. Stank it up. Pretty obvious. Some teams stank it up. Moments of greatness, of course. Teams that had really good moments but lost to, just some tiny mistakes. Top 4, these are the guys that I think could any inch could beat each other in taking worlds and lifting that good old season 9 hammer. And then take it all is going to be a hot take. And I can tell you right now, if you can click on the video, it's not fucking dragons. It's my hot take. And unlucky if that triggers you or whatever, but it's a hot take because in the title. Sorry. I'm a little aggressive, but yeah, I hate dragons and yep, just hate dragons. Love the players. That curse I think it's going to come back. Unlucky for them, in my opinion. But let's go ahead and the stank it up tier. There's 2 teams in the stank it up tier, and you might be able to guess for sure. Let's go ahead and just yoink them. It's going to be the Bolts and the Bugs. Let's go off with the Bolts. What happened with the Bolts? They lost Haddix. Haddix goes to the Levi's. And they're trying to find their identity, but that 4-man core I feel like is struggling a lot more than they should. IMO. But I think they'll bounce back and find their identity, but not enough. I'm not sure. They definitely have time for Worlds during playoffs and regular season to find out how they want to play the map in game. But in my opinion, I think the other teams are kind of far ahead now, right now. And I think the teams in the top 4 will only just get better, for sure. And I think it's just that kind of unfortunate thing where I think PBM said it, where a Barracuda team hasn't won an event since Season 2, so that's just kind of unlucky for them. But yeah. And then moving on to the Bugs. The Bugs is really unfortunate, in my opinion, losing Scream and changing out Bobby for Yark, because Yark was kicked from the Levi's for Haddix. And it was, it's just like a lot of roster changes, and I think their excuse for trying to find their identity, they've honestly looked great for having 2 roster changes in the past 2 phases and trying to catch up with the meta and trying to figure out how they want to play the map. It's basically a brand new team at this point. Broddick's the only OG member at this point, and it is just really unlucky for them because you really can't improve that much when you have new players coming in, right? I think everyone understands that, and I think it's really unfortunate. But I think they'll do some good stuff. But they'll probably take some sets to 3-1 in favor of the other team. Of course, they could make me shut up and take the whole thing. Of course, any of these teams, by the way, can win worlds. It's look at Splice season 5. Who thought Splice was winning? But it happened. All right, and then moments of greatness. This is kind of they have that spark. They're sparking it up. They're stoking the fire, and they're getting there, but they just fell a little short. A couple mistakes in the macro, and that's all it is. Unlucky. But these teams, in my opinion, Vaux, and you guys might hate this one. I think it's the Kings. Let's talk about Vaux. Vaux have been looking fire lately. They're taking sets to the absolute brink. They're making teams absolutely work for it. I think Gamma has been looking insane. I think all of them have been really solid. Mainly Kermie and Gamma in my eyes. Those guys are popping the fuck off for sure. And yeah, I think they're gonna no one's expecting them to win worlds, and they can win worlds. But for me, it's just not their year. Maybe next year. They keep growing. I think they keep the same roster because something clicked. They said something clicked phase 2 and during playoffs you saw it. They were the Titans said, and beat Bolts. They did beat Bolts, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was insane. The Kings, Kings is more of they're gonna be a top team, of course. But I feel they're something in my left toenail, man. It's itching real bad, and I think they're kind of gonna stank it up, and it sucks because Captain Twig is qualified for every Worlds, right? And then it just, I don't know. I feel like something's gonna happen, and they're gonna make a big mistake, and they're gonna stank it up a little bit. Not stank it up as much as the bottom two teams, but they're gonna have their moments of greatness with with their, I don't know, their drafts have been looking really sketch lately, but it's regular season, so like, they'll probably work it up and figure out how they want to do stuff. Like I have complete confidence the Kings will like take all the sets to 5, and if they don't win. So yeah, I just got an itch in my left toenail. That's part of the hot takes, boys. Part of the hot takes. Just my thing. All right, we all know who top 4 is, so let's go ahead and just drag it up there. No, dragons are not winning. I already told you at the beginning of the video. It's not fate. Accident. All right, let's go over the dragons. Obviously, the dragons have looked really insane up until now when they lost the Warriors. The Scrid, the Zeus mid, trolling a little bit. Unfort, for sure. And I guess they just kind of lost momentum. But yeah, Neomar said, hey, you ain't roll swapping on us. Hey, he said that. And yeah, they did not. The dragons lost. Their win streak went down the fucking drain. Hey, unlucky. Hopefully Scream's ego went down a tiny bit. Yeah, I think dragons, honestly, I feel like they're going to lose in quarters. I feel like these other two teams coming up are the ones going to finals, and I'll explain why. But yeah, I think the Dragons are obviously favored to win Worlds. Like, no one's doubting that, and they honestly might. They really should win Worlds with their roster. Their roster is pretty correct, but it's Worlds, so anything can happen, and it's a hot take to us. So Dragons are not winning. Leviathans, losing Yark, getting Haddix. At the start of this phase, they looked a little rocky, and then they started picking it the fuck up, boy. Like I love, like I'm a Haddix fanboy for sure, but I am keeping like that a little bit down, and I legitimately think like with Zap on your team, that gives like so much just like, how do I say it, like morale boost. Having Zap as a 3-time on your team, I feel like it's got to be huge. Big morale boost. It's got to keep you calm. He's gonna keep your head in the game for sure. And you can watch the documentary from last season to like he kept all the Leviathans in check, and he was the one calling the shots. He's telling them how to play. Not their like micro, crazy like, Yark on Camo last year, but like macro. He was putting in a lot of work, especially in those drafts, dude. He was smoking with those drafts. Yeah, I don't know. Having Zap, and I think Haddix is really hungry. I think they're going to go to finals. And then Warriors, man. Warriors look so good. Beating the Dragons is huge for them. And then going up and beating the last two teams this past week. And since Phase 2 playoffs, I think they've looked so good. In my opinion, I think Neomar has not been getting enough credit. I think that guy and Cuvo, like when they're working together so well, it was just crazy because their attitudes are kind of like a little different. Cuvo's the fucking hype guy, and then Neomar is, the guy who's pretty calm and just wants to talk about the game and how to play it, pretty much, in my opinion. Like, he's like the calm guy in the match, and Cuvo's like popping the fuck off, throwing in his chair. That's fun stuff to watch. But like in all seriousness, I feel like that, and when they're 3v3 in mid with Dardes is on, they look like such an annoying team to play against. I think Vote's been solid. I think Nika has been that guy where like he'll do just whatever the team needs. I think he's been setting up really well for his team. Picking the Guan Yu, the Ardio, and the what else? What is it? Oh, my brain's farting, bro. But anyway, you get it. Like he's like that guy, and of course he can be the hard carry. Like any of these teams can hard carry through any lane, in my opinion. But I think like when the Warriors mid 3v3 is as fire as it is right now, it looks so hard to beat this team, and I think they're going to finals. These two teams are going to finals, and let's go ahead and get the Titans. The Titans, in my opinion, are an event team for sure. I think their regular season is not where their strength lies, because they're usually, sometimes they do this troll, like little role swaps. Not as well as the Dragons, but they were like kind of doing that anyway. with like Cyclone and Sot just like playing the Hunter and solo, like Uller and then Bologna and ADC. And of course, it grants you pressure, etc., etc., etc. But in my opinion, I think they're definitely top 4 for sure, as you can see right now. But just my left toenail, man. I don't think they're going to finals. And I think they're like, if their fire ignites again, like it did last year with Sot popping off and like on the Scarabs, I think they probably would. But I think the drive that the Warriors and Haddix has with the Leviathans and morale boost, I think those two, like, in my opinion, guys, you can discuss in the comments and have your opinions, but my opinion, these two are going to the finals, and I think the Titans are, unfortunately, they'll probably take it to 5 with any team, but I don't think they're winning. That's just my opinion. And I think Layers has been a really good jungler, for sure, and Sot has been going crazy, for sure. But I just don't think this team's winning this year. As much as I think Aurora is one of my favorite supports. It's either him and the 408 are my favorite supports for sure. But I think Aurora sees the game different, and if the meta suits him, he's like the best support, and I don't think it's close. But when the meta doesn't really suit his annoying playstyle, he's still really solid, but he's just not as good on the like aggressive picks. Like Aurora Ymir versus like 408 or PBM Ymir is like, and Rangu Ymir is like a different. I think it's like just like a different tier. I think Aurora still plays a good Ymir, but just not as good as those 3. And I think like that's just a playstyle thing. As unfortunate as it is to say, I don't think that can be a reason why they don't win. If the meta suits him, yeah, probably. But I'm kind of starting to ramble. But these 2 teams. All right, boys, who's gonna take it all? I am a Haddix. If you know anything about me, I am a pretty big Haddix believer, for sure. I've been watching. Haddix is the reason I got into solo lane, for sure. And that guy is part of the reason like why I'm not as much of a shitter, for sure. But like, if I'm looking at this right, just between who I think is favored to win Worlds, definitely Levi's. But I think the Warriors are gonna take it to 5 and win. I feel like Dardes is gonna have a crazy play out like near FG. It's gonna be like a 45-minute game, and I hope these 2 teams go to finals. Oh, it would be so sick. I feel like that'd be a sick finals. Just, like hot take for sure. But Warriors, I actually have a lot of faith in the Warriors right now. I think they're really on right now, and they know how they want to play the map in the game. And they'll take you, which is crazy though, because I do think they can play the early if they really wanted to. But I think they're just gonna take it to the mid late game where they thrive for sure, and they're so confident in each other. I think. Just to make good plays. Like Cuvo with some of those Merc ults lately has been so supreme and clean, and I think that's what's going to really give him the edge. I think Cuvo, that mid 3v3, I think it's going to be super hot fire this year. Super hot fire. I think it's going to be really on this year though. And that's kind of my hot take. Tier list. Unfortunate if you're a Dragons fan, but it's my tier list, so unlucky for you. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. All my links are down in the description. Thank you for watching.